Hey, why aren't you wearing that one today, bro? Come on.
I don't know.
Can't just show it off and not wear it.
I wear draped across like a.
There you go.
Like a Roman citizen. I'm like now I'm a proper Roman citizen.
Well, you do got on the collar. You got some of that, like, you know, geometric stuff going on. So I would say
that'd be fire if I could make a Pepe toga, like I'm a Roman senator.
And two brute.
I do two brutes. Supposedly, like when you're in that toga thing, you actually can't really use one of your arms actually, because it's actually kind of folded. Like the cloth is actually draped over one of your arms, so you can't really even use it. But yeah, maybe soon. Pepe toga coming soon.
Dude, Pepe toga's at a party at the Vegas party or something like that. That'd still be fun.
That'd be really fun, man. That'd be just full out. Like, dude, that'd be really funny.
That'd be hilarious.
So what's up, dude? What's going on, Charlie?
Things are going on. I'm gonna meet a moonganger here today. In Tokyo. Yeah. We're gonna just chill, have a few beers. I'll probably stick away from the beer, stay to the whiskey. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Just browsing the streets of Tokyo. But the only thing that sucks is like it's been lightly raining here the last few days, and so if we're lucky, it'll just be like a drizzle, and then you know, we can bar hop or, you know, do that kind of shit. But we'll see.
No, definitely. Jerry, for some reason, wants to see my shoe really, really badly.
Because of all these shoes in the chat, he's gotten curious about your shoe. I mean, I told Jerry the other day, he was asking, you know, hey, can we show the Bitcoin chart? You know, and I was like, Jerry, I know you're special, but you're not that special. Come on, bro. It's like earlier in the show.
But for Jerry, no, it's because I was on the Discourse Syndicate earlier, and it became a fashion show for some reason to talk about everyone. Everyone's just started pulling their shoes off and showing their shoes. So of course, Mr. Knuckles pulled out some New Balances, and the good old pirate pulled out some Dior's and stuff, which were really nice and stuff. So of course, I had to take off the
were they pulling them out of their closets, or were they actually wearing them?
They were actually wearing them, except he just had his shoes right there because he just got them, basically. Right, and I actually wear mine and stuff. So these are my Nut Kickers 3000. So, like anyone's face and stuff, you know, pretty good.
Yeah, anybody messes with you, just powerhouse kick to the face.
Definitely.
Not bad.
No Pepe, no entry. That's correct, sir.
Yep.
But I guess I have to say, welcome to you guys. Welcome you guys to Crypto Mindset Maelstrom and stuff like that. This is going to be a little like a whirlwind effect and stuff in the water. We're going to give you guys a little bit of kind of tell you a little bit about what's going to happen during the course and stuff, and then a whole lot of other
1
stuff.
week from right now is the enrollment begins.
So prep your guys right now. I mean, obviously, I'd start off by saying, stack up as much dry powder as you can right now. This is the time. Obviously, the Fed still hasn't increased the rates and stuff like that. So obviously, not financial advice, but if you're the person, because I've been being asked this like crazy, if you're going to take yourself a personal loan or something like that, probably do it now before you do it later. Because like, why wait? If you're already thinking about doing it, why wait? Because it's going to get more expensive to service that loan later on anyway.
Yeah, just make sure to do it responsibly. Don't put money that you need to use later in that loan. Don't leverage yourself to the point to where you can't pay it back reasonably within a certain period of time. Make sure that the interest payments are reasonable as well. I've seen some people when they come in a consult, they're like, I don't know if I should take a loan for crypto and stuff like that. I always say no to begin, but then I always say like, okay, but if you're going to do it, what would you do? And like some of these people, when they get really low interest rates, like they basically don't really have to pay back nothing for a few years to their bank to get the loan or something like that, that I'm like, sure, go ahead, but yeah, you just have to be very, very careful, because I've also seen the opposite, but most of these people stay relatively quiet, right? And like, man, there's just some people who took really fucking dumb loans in the bull market. Basically, it's just like, I like, they followed no rules in the book, just took a loan, were way in profit, didn't pay back the loan, went in profit. I'm just like, if you're on a 5+X, come on, bro.
Take the loan off so you can sleep at night, basically. Yeah.
Well, I mean, clearly you could sleep at night, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it takes them off just so that you have proper risk management. I think risk management, if you do it, you will make money and you'll lose very little, right? If you don't do it, you'll make a lot of money, but then you'll also lose a lot of money. So, or at least a lot of opportunity cost, even if it's not the original principal, if you got in so early that it doesn't come back to your original strike price. But yeah, we gotta, we're going to be telling you guys, we actually have, I would say at least 1.5 risk management webinars. What I mean by that is we have one that's absolutely dedicated to risk management, but then we have another, or at least part of another webinar, which will go a significant part deeper. I think it's not the most sexy thing in the world, but I think exactly calculated risk. It's kind of like skiing, right? Like skiing is just, controlled falling down a mountain, right? It's pretty much what it is. You're just like literally falling down the mountain at speeds that sometimes probably you shouldn't be going. But it's the same thing here, in the markets, right? Calculated risk, controlled, situations, right? So, but we do have a risk management professional, somebody who's been in the risk management industry 5+ years, has actually helped corporations try to avoid negative income outcomes, but none of the CEOs would listen to him, and basically said, your company is going to fail in a year. Here's the numbers as to why. And they didn't, some people listened to him, but not the right ones. And then the company, jabong. Yeah. And so like, he knows what goes right, what goes wrong, both in markets and in loan. Like I think that company itself was doing like micro loans for retailers, basically. So if you, like, for example, if you went to Target online and you wanted to buy those Nikes, but you're $10 short, take a, $20 loan, buy some Nikes, get some chewing gum. You're all good.
Kicking ass and chewing gum, and I'm all out of gum.
There you go. Kicking balls in your case, right?
Right. Roundhouse kicks and stuff. I can still roundhouse kick. I can still side kick and stuff. I tried that the other day and stuff. I actually can still kick like about pretty much my head length and shit. So that's pretty cool. So I can kick about just about anyone in the United States in the face.
Dude, that's some range. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I literally, well, if you guys don't know, I actually do. I shouldn't. But I can pretty much still do splits now. Now I've been practicing splits and stuff. I used to be in martial arts.
It's like that Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme. I can go lower. You know, like when because like I don't know, it sounds dumb as fuck when I just mention it like that, but like you know, like when the prices are going lower and you know he has Bitcoin on his chest. Yeah, vocalizing the memes doesn't always work.
Right.
I'd have to go back and get the picture of the one I showed you, the BNB one the other day. Should we show that one?
Yeah, sure. Show it, man. If you want.
Some people, I think BNB. There's a chance, right? We could talk about this a little
Yeah,
bit.
for sure.
There's a chance that BNB, you know, holds up way better than Bitcoin. You know, during
It's
these
done it
massive
before.
dips.
It's done it before. I mean,
Yep.
and I'll give a little hint. Wait, should I say this? Like I was saying this for the
We don't
course.
have to give. I mean,
Yeah, we
it's
don't have to give.
totally up to you.
Yeah,
Like you don't have to
yeah.
give too much, but
But yeah, BNB is cool. Let's just say that BNB is cool. I'll be talking. We got Santa Claus's list and stuff. We'll go in a minute over what's going to be in the course and stuff. So we wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up of like what's coming, as well as other things we've got planned for it. But definitely, man, just let me know when you got the meme up.
yeah, I'm trying to look. I found it like quickly as hell the other day, but
thank you, Blue Jay. Christian Louis Vuitton boots, sir. I highly recommend these boots. Over like, and we'll talk fashion for a second. Since we're trying to find a meme right now, but like, always go for boots. Always go for boots over the regular like loafers and stuff like that, because those a lot of the Christian Louis Vuitton shoes, especially if they're just regular dress shoes, they're going to end up messing up really fast over time, as well as the boots actually have like a gum sole down here and stuff. So when you actually have the classic shoes and stuff like that, it's actually leather at the bottom, and you actually have to get the leather kind of cut. Like if this was leather, I would have to get this cut off, put like another leather protector on top of it, which they don't provide that service. You have to go to an actual cobbler, and then you have to get this whole back half completely replaced, and then stick another fabric on there. That way, because if you don't do that and you walk in like actual Christian Louis Vuitton shoes or something, you scrape the fucking bottom of them and look fugly as hell. So like, yeah, boots, bro, for the win.
there you go. Boots
Yeah,
for the win. I'm gonna have to do this, that, then this.
thank you, sir.
And then that. I think
There we go.
Is it full screen?
There you go, full screen. I'll put a full screen right now.
That was a pretty good meme. I like this one, but
Bro, how did they pull it off? Man, that shit looks so realistic, dude. That's so amazing.
I'm pretty sure it's real. But I mean, yeah, maybe it is. But it's one of these things where we had to pull this out of the drudges of the memes from early 2019. But essentially, this was definitely the case in the 2019 bull market, right? Where we had BNB holding up the rest of your portfolio. And especially compared to Bitcoin, right? I got lucky with this a little bit in 2018. In February of 2018 is when I bought my first. Can you hear that in the background still?
I heard it.
Is it pretty loud?
No, not that loud, but I heard it.
I'll have to go back because I'm just testing audio with this mic. So I'm just I probably got to go back on the stream later and figure it, see how it hears. But anyways, yeah, I got lucky, bought some BNB in February of 2018. Bull market wasn't over for me, baby. I don't hear no bell. And but the bit that I did buy, it did hold up way better than the rest of my portfolio, especially against Bitcoin, but both against Bitcoin and the dollar pretty decently. So yeah, the one thing I wish I would have done in early 2018, which was interesting, was you literally could have converted all of your Bitcoin to BNB, right? Had no counterparty risk, because I think Tether at the time was a lot of risk. And then you would have came out with, I would have had to do the calculation, but significantly more Bitcoin on the other end of the thing. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
I mean, yeah, it did pretty well. I mean, I remember BNB token back then being like $20. I had not checked the price of BNB in a while, and it was well over $200. I was like, wow,
yeah, even now. But the one thing about it right now on the charts is I think it's $210 is a support area that it's like teeter-tottering on a little bit. So like It went up in the January and February of 2021. For about 3 or 4 weeks, there were a bunch of altcoins as well as Bitcoin, Phantom, a bunch of stuff that went up really quickly. And so there it has about 3 weeks of no price action or just like green candles only. And so what that means is if it loses that area of support, price is going to plummet like against a dollar very, very strongly. So, that holding up against Bitcoin right now might just, be, it's kind of like you fall down a bit, you kind of teeter-tottering on a ledge, and then, oh wait, there's more. So it could be like that too for some of these coins.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is regardless or not, like, obviously we've been saying start the DCA, some DCA. But I mean, for a lot of you guys, I would definitely wait until the course and stuff before you start buying anything, and just kind of like figure out the lay of the land of like what me and Charlie are kind of thinking in terms of what's on the buying list versus what's like we think it's on the way out. You
Right.
know? And there's a lot of coins that are kind of on the way out right now, but I'm actually quite surprised.
Yeah, more on the way out than on the way in. That exit door is getting jammed.
Definitely. But there's some surprising ones that I was like, wow, this is actually making it through, and other ones where I'm like, I'm not surprised at all. Like, at all.
Actually, pretty glad. Yeah.
Yeah. But and there's actually quite a few projects like within a couple L1s that actually might end up surviving, but some looks like they're jumping over to other blockchains and stuff. So there's actually quite a lot of adoption on AVAX and GameFi. A lot of games are moving over to AVAX, but that doesn't really pump up the price of AVAX. It more just they're using the system, but it's still good, regardless.
Well, it brings enough attention to it that when you do get in an alt season, I mean, AVAX isn't going to die in that case.
Correct. Yeah, it's not going to die, but it's good. I mean, it's pretty sexy being able to go to a chain and then getting your own blockchain on the chain.
Yep.
And I do have to put that a little bit over what ends up happening, where you have to keep essentially like on Polkadot, you have these auctions and stuff in order to have your own blockchain on Polkadot. And you have to every 2-3 years you have to then buy another slot again, basically. In order to lock, I think you have to lock up DOT or whatever, and then once you win your slot, then you get your slot in. So
so
the parachains and stuff. So it could be the sort of thing where like we'll see how that ends up working out. But I do think this next cycle is going to be a big cycle for Polkadot. Actually, finally, Polkadot are going to play really well as well as a couple other chains that are kind of in that layer 0 space.
Yeah, and you just got to understand, Kusama's good price movement is going to be a little bit closer to something like Ethereum in terms of volatility, and Polkadot's going to be more like Bitcoin. Polkadot actually is pretty correlated and tracks Bitcoin pretty well. It does actually still track the altcoins as well. It's kind of funny how that works. But yeah, it's going to be, the more conservative, steady any money, which I think is good, right? People need that in their portfolio, but there's some degens out there that get a little impatient.
Well, there's quite a lot of them out there for sure, but like there's a reason. Like, let's just start this off. There's a reason we're doing the course where it's at right now. We've been kind of in a way, just like Richard's trying to time the market. We're also trying to time the market.
Not trying, we have been. I showed on my stream yesterday. I wonder if I probably still have. Yeah, I do. I could show this in a second, but basically,
for sure.
Out of the 8 crypto mindset courses that we've done, we've timed 7 out of 8 perfectly for a dip. Just saying, bad. 7 out of 8 ain't bad. Like, I mean, I wish it was 8 out of 8 to be honest. But hey, we got close as you can get.
Right. So so the sales of the course happen next week. Next Friday, it's July 22nd until the 27th. Yep. And then from there, the first class of the course ends up starting in August 6th, which is Saturday. So we're planning that's there. Just trust. There's a rhyme to the reason, and there's a reason why it starts there, because we want to be able to hold the maximum amount of people's hands during that time. Because obviously we're going to start seeing a little more turmoil in the market, especially around that time and past that time. Because at the end, if we were to believe what's end up happening in the macro market, especially with like Mt. Gox and stuff, we should start seeing I'm not sure if exactly they've already started or, but they've said they're going to start maybe doing a couple sales of BTC, which might spook the market a little bit. But they're not going to dump all the coins, but it might be more like a tranche where like they launch a certain amount over time.
Well, and when they do stuff like that, it's going to just be constant downwards pressure. But the thing is, and this is kind of funny, is the stuff that happened with 3 Arrows Capital, stuff that happened with Celsius, that dumped more Bitcoin on the market than Mt. Gox has. So we've already had worse than Mt. Gox in this downtrend, pretty much. Which doesn't mean it's going to be pleasant or it's going to be like it's just another light headwind here, as we are the crypto forecasters here today. No, I'm joking. Over here, you may see a cloud above Mount Fuji. No,
sir, that's Mount Fuji, sir.
It is. This is Mount Fuji, right? Yeah. But anyways, where was I going with that? But basically, I mean, a couple people in the chat said, where's the bottom? So here we're looking at the bottom in two ways, right? We're looking at it from a fundamental perspective in terms of the macroeconomic landscape, and then we're looking at it from a technical perspective in terms of the 60-day cycle lows. In terms of the 60-day cycle lows, right, we have two scenarios, which I outlined on my show yesterday. I could talk about it here today a little bit if we want, but then in terms of the fundamentals, which we got the fundamental master here, Kung Fu fundamentals, which we'll teach in the course as well, obviously. But yeah, the fundamentals being, we just had the CPI numbers on the 13th, and they weren't as bearish for Bitcoin as some people would have thought, which is actually a good thing. We'll show you why that might just be kind of a pause in the market right now, not necessarily like a immediate effect. But then on the 26th and 27th, we have the Fed interest rate hikes, right? So that we're the 22nd is basically right between those, so that you guys can, navigate this as best as possible. And then we have the webinar starting on August 6th, which will be so after the dust settles, right? Where to go next. So, and we don't have another interest rate hike potential until I think it's September 21st, somewhere around there. So it's a pretty decent amount of time, about 2 months, where, when the parents are away, the kids are going to play, right? So let's pump and dump some of these things. Not us specifically, obviously, but I'm talking about the market in general.
Oh, definitely. Let me pull up a comment real quick. Where is it, Jerry? Let's see. I was super pissed at DCC because it made me feel like I should sell all my Terra for DOT. But
that was pretty much a good move.
Yeah, when they're a parity, but in hindsight, I'm glad I dumped Terra. Yeah.
Exactly.
We were getting a lot of flack for telling people to like, we were like, hey, we sold, we took profits.
Yeah, I was only 6 months in that thing, and this is why, like, I think I played Terra pretty well. The thing that I wish is I would have taken all the profits off the table, right? But I bought it at $15 in August. We talked about it in the Q4 crypto mindset, right? People there, I think, if you're in the course, we bought it under $30. It pumped up. It stayed at 100 into the New Year's, right? And around $87, I just mentioned this was about maybe 5-6 months after I bought it. It's like, hey guys, it took my original off the table ×2, so I got like a 2x of my original money, and the rest of it I'm just holding in there. And like, yeah, I did get not a lot, but a mild pushback, right, from some of the audience being like, what? Wait, but I'm holding that. Well, yeah, take some profits. Well, I got it a little higher. Doesn't matter, right? Like, it's just the time. And it gave us multiple chances, but for about like a month and a half, 2 months, we were telling people pretty consistently, like, hey bros, first of all, don't buy above 100. There are some people out there telling people to buy Luna above $100. I was just like, bro, you crazy. So like, don't do that. And more than likely take profits. I had one guy in our what do you call it, the Cultivate Crypto Algo service during the webinar. He was basically saying like, hey, but I could see this pattern making Luna go towards $200. And I was like, well, I could also see this pattern making it go down to 50. Which bet you're going to take, but at least take your original off the table if you bought it early enough. I think there's just some people, because they get complacent when the prices are up, they think about taking the profit, but they don't actually end up doing it. And then it hurts them when something bad happens. So just like for me, I could have taken more profit, but I didn't. And then it went to zero, so that Tesla opportunity cost is gone.
Yeah. I mean, I sold, if I remember right, I think I sold most of mine like above, it was like $80 basically. I sold mine mostly at $80. What did I do with it? I can't remember if I either bought Hex with it or I just ended up continuing to stables, but I know I sold it all. And
you dropped that bitch like it was hot.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah. I just felt I had some weird feeling in my stomach about it. Just really, it was like
you had that the entire time too, because I remember in the Q4 crypto mindset course last year, you were talking about, well, here are the downsides of Luna, and you basically played out. I would say you played out probably about 50-60% of what actually happened.
Yeah.
except for the part where it goes to zero. You know, like I think nobody saw that much of a cascade failure, but you were talking about liquidations quite heavily in that course.
Yeah, I was talking about like mass liquidations and everything. But the one thing is like, and I've said this on streams around that time was, I mean, after once it was actually happening, that everything that I was saying and you were saying throughout the last 2 courses we did actually all happened, except faster than we had anticipated, basically.
Right,
So
and
it was,
except that 100K Bitcoin, but you know,
yeah,
everybody missed on that one.
Even CZ, I find that really interesting that only CZ, like I never heard the founder of FTX, Sam, and stuff really talk about it, but I've heard.
Yeah, Sam's too much of a tight butthole kind of deal.
Yeah, the like he was pretty like you know, he never talks. You know, he always keeps his cards close to his chest and stuff like that. But running Alameda, I mean, like that's a cutthroat. I mean, he's got a cutthroat trading business.
Well, yeah, but
yeah,
the difference with him and CZ is CZ doesn't have a fund open, so he doesn't. I think you could argue that Sam Bankman-Fried has a conflict of interest, not legally, but just in terms of you know, how much time he can devote to each. But I think he's a smart enough dude. He's going to be able to devote plenty of time to each. But the difference with him in particular is going to be how's he going to use one to take advantage of the other, vice versa. It's a little bit more predatory, I should say. That's the best word for it.
No, for sure. But like, yeah, but even CZ was like, yeah, it was like we were always taking profits and we always had a lot of cash on hand. But honestly, I was like, I am shocked that we didn't go above $100,000.
Yeah.
What? So weird, so strange. Like everyone.
Well, it's it's the same thing as, you know, I think, you know, basically just had so many people taking profits from a long time ago. It just is what it is, you know. Didn't happen.
And let me talk to this right here, right, too. And I'm saying this with the most respect, is like, you know, I like Richard and stuff like that, right? Do you think Richard is waiting for the bottom before he launches PulseChain? Fuck yeah. No, not just yes. Fuck yes.
Have you seen any of these charts of projects that have tried to launch in down periods? Man, they get brutal. Even if the project's good, like it's hard to recover from that. So it's smart to wait, you know, until, you know, either a bottom is in place or some dust settles. I mean, it'll be interesting to see, you know, when the bottom comes, does he, you know, do it right away, or does he wait until the dust settles a little bit? It'll be interesting. But I think if we get at bottom anywhere between, I would say 14K to 10K, somewhere in there, I mean, it's going to be so much of a just buy as much as you can anyways between that area. It doesn't really matter the price. Just get something under 14K for Bitcoin and you're going to be freaking happy as hell. And with Ethereum as well. So I think it might be the case where he just launches it, because we might just get like a half a week down at those prices. We might not last very long down there.
Let's go Eddie HJ. Like, I'm wondering, should I get the course or buy more crypto, then just wait to get into the crypto mindset? Go for it, bro. Okay, let me tell you something. Every single person that has told me that has been pissed off that they fuck it. The course you always miss is always the one where, like, Jesus Christ, I miss in life. You want to know how many people were like, when the PulseChain sacrifice was happening, not the PulseX, the PulseChain one. There's a ton of people in the previous quarter said, you know what, Miguel, I'm gonna skip what I think it was quarter 2 or quarter 3. I'm gonna go up to the next one. Completely missed the sacrifice phase for that, and didn't get to learn about it and everything. And then from there was just super pissed off about it, man. Yikes.
It's a cover your bases type scenario, right? Like, there's always something that comes up when we least expect it in crypto, which is always makes it for a fun course. So we do, you know, have to change some things on the fly. Like, oh shit, there's a new group of information. All right, let's take a half day off, and then, you know, we just pour our heads in the books and make sure to come out with some good answers and information for you guys. So there's some stuff here in Q3 that can happen that people don't expect, but I would also say to something like this, it's like, also, what type of knowledge are you looking to gather, right? Are you looking just to buy some coins and let them pump? Or are you actually trying to learn something and fill a hole in your game, right? If you're trying to fill a hole in your game, it's a better time to do it during down periods, because there's less price action. You can make more tests. So for example, right, we talk about 3 things that are really massively important for people to understand in crypto, which is a fundamental analysis, right? Be able to do your research, DYOR, Number 2, technical analysis. Make sure that you're at least chart literate, so that when somebody else is talking about our chart or showing you a chart, that you know that it's bullshit or not, and that you don't get swindled by, fancy pictures. And then number 3, make sure that you understand, at least on a basic level, the on-chain data, so that the same thing, that you can read that information from different sources, and then you can basically take the confluence of all 3 and understand it. So if you have one of those 3 portions of your game, or another part, maybe like security, taxes, whatever it is, I would focus on the knowledge, because that knowledge will compound itself, right? Like the knowledge that me and DCC build on a daily basis here, because it's that consistency and persistence of knowledge building that really gets you your riches and your wealth.
Right.
I would say, DCC, if we just, like studied for like maybe 2 weeks once a quarter, and then we just fucked off for the rest of the quarter and didn't put in the studying and the work that we do into the market, would we still have good results? I think probably not. So,
no freaking way.
yeah, I would say, keep that consistent learning going, and you'll be duly rewarded down the road with that. So that $1,000 of whatever that you could buy at that time, it's an opportunity. That's it. There's going to be other opportunities, and with the gained knowledge, you'll be able to do them better.
No, definitely. And it's like, yeah, every course is getting better and better. We're getting more and more knowledge, and the courses keep getting like even better and stuff. This time around, we actually have an entire webinar on taxes, which is it's a subject
both
that
domestic and international, which should be interesting. We're going to focus more on the domestic side,
correct,
but it's going to be a good one.
No, definitely, and it's a subject that, I mean, obviously, we never bring a subject on that we don't have a lot of confidence in. So, yeah, crypto taxes is a very sensitive topic.
Oh yeah,
well.
Hashtag not life advice, not tax advice, and not financial advice in this crypto mindset course.
Yeah, but with the whole taxes and everything like that, most people like if you try to look out there is a couple videos here and there for maybe on crypto taxes, but for the most part, people stay the F away from it, because it's a very difficult thing to even, like, you can't even get advice on it and stuff like that. You do need tax professionals and everything like that. So even most of the advice you kind of hear on the internet and stuff is kind of like wishy-washy for the most part and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to give you guys the best tips we can, as well as we have a tax professional that's going to be in there as well, and
with open Q&A. So
Yep.
I mean, you'll be literally able to ask questions way out of left field. I know EC Smooth always has something out of left field that's wonderful. And so we have the recorded version, the non-recorded version, so that should make it spicy as well.
No, definitely. And I think we had one more question here, which
I was going to look at Nellyville's comment there.
Where is it? Let me see. Nellyville. I do not see it. Am I blind?
Under your most recent link.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd rather oh my god. What? Wait, hold up. What? I'd rather circumcise with a grizzly with my teeth than miss a course.
Hey, bro, I'm there with you.
Champion, sir. When he pulls it off, he's like,
oh, bro.
Yeeks. But anyway, Jesus Christ, that was an image, man. That was an image, man. I wanted to answer this question for Villain Young. Is a crypto mindset course ideal for beginners in the crypto space? Absolutely, yes. Yes, you can. It does not matter what level of crypto knowledge you start off. You can take the course and you can advance yourself and fill holes in your game. But we specifically make the beginning of the course able to get someone from A to Z. So basically, get yourself from basically a beginner to intermediate right off the jump. So if you take one crypto mindset course, you'll go from like basically a person that doesn't know anything about crypto to being basically the family's expert in crypto pretty quickly. I mean, it's quite shocking.
Oh, dude, that happens within the first half of the webinars. You don't even have to get through all of them for that to happen. And then the other stuff beyond that gives you stuff to come back and to review throughout the quarter. So, I mean, you can literally take like several. This is something maybe we haven't quantified so much before, but like several rungs up the ladder we could probably think about that a bit and see like how many specifically, right, that you need in terms of like you know, basically kind of you skip beginner a little bit by taking the course. Like you're obviously going to be a beginner, but you're getting so like much stuff. You're going like from beginner to early intermediate, like pretty much if you pay attention to all webinars, because it's such a flood of information. If you do take it in and you like, it's like kind of going to a foreign country. Like there's two ways to learn a language. There's one, you sit in your books and you listen to some teacher in a classroom, right? And you study and that works, right? And you get very good at the technical aspects of the language. But when you go into the country, it's totally different versus let's go into the country, right? You go to the cashier at the convenience store, you have a bunch of freaking coins that you don't know what the hell they are in your hand, and they're jabbering some stuff at you. You got to figure that out, right? Which situation do you think you're going to learn more utility in, right? Is obviously the second one. Which one are you going to learn better? And you got to go between both, of course, right? Yeah. You got to have a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, but unless you do get into that scenario where you are tested in a real world situation, you're not going to really learn, especially what is absolutely necessary, right? So I think the course is like going to the foreign country, going into the crypto space, really immersing yourself with it. And then you can come out and you can study, you know, in the classroom a little bit later, but this gets you that really deep experience to where you're like, okay, I am forced to learn how to do this stuff. And, you know, to some extent, right? Obviously, from the comfort of your freaking home, but, you know, there's so much stuff going on in the chats with people who are knowledgeable teaching the beginners that I think that you don't stay a beginner for very long if you're actually applying yourself.
Right. No, definitely. And I mean, on top of that, you get yourself a tribe of people that are 100% in the deep end of the pool when it comes to crypto. But the number one Moon Gang rule, number one crypto mindset rule is don't be a cunt. It's the ultimate chat rule, basically. Everyone be fucking dope to each other, and you don't have to be afraid of asking any beginner questions or anything like that, or like, hey, what's going on with this? And then typically a lot of people will answer. I mean, people typically answer questions before I can even get to them. Actually, that's how that's how fast people are in the chats. But it's a beautiful sort of system we've created here, and it's like the only system in the world like this at all. I mean, there's absolutely no other crypto education system in the world. I can say that like it's like hand on the Bible. There's no other crypto system like that in the world that can train you up to get yourself to this point where like you actually can understand crypto at like a pretty intense, fundamental, and like technical level, which is pretty insane. Yeah. So obviously it's the beginning of the road. It isn't like you just take one course and you're just magically a sensei at that point, right?
You are now christened.
You're not christened, sir. Flag of the Pepe. And then we, you know, like, congratulations, and we throw our fucking hats in the air. Anyway. And then we ride off into the sunset. But it's the fastest way to essentially protect yourself from getting like really like I would say 80% of the mistakes.
I was going to say the only caveat, the only hashtag or asterisk, right, is like to all this stuff is like as long as you put in the work. Like if you're putting in the work, you're actually applying yourself. All this is 100% the case.
Definitely.
Sorry,
and can you go over the curriculum and the course and what time zones for sure? So we'll go over the curriculum in a minute, but in terms of the time zones, basically the courses start from 7:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, which is 10 Eastern. And they usually run between 3 to 4 hours, and then 12 hours later they start again at 10 p.m. Pacific Eastern, and they run for about 3 to 4 hours. So there's two classes. There's two classes in the one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And they usually go consistently for a while. And then from there, there's a break. There's usually a break day so people can catch up on the past webinars if they missed them. And as well as to kind of review like content and re-watch the webinars again in order to kind of get everything back. And so can make sure double check their notes and everything. And then from there, we go back to it, and it's a system of just taking a couple days of just highly intense work, and then taking the day in between so people catch up and get some sleep, and then going right back into it and stuff. And then we found that this is like the best way for this to work. Obviously, if you miss a course, they're all recorded, and then they will be posted on there. The only thing that there's a recorded portion and then a smaller unrecorded portion. You will not be able to see the unrecorded portion because that's only for people who are there live. But the entire live position, which is basically the meat and potatoes of the course, is all recorded there for you, and it's yours for pretty much as long as like the internet doesn't get completely nuked by an EMP.
Yep. And we've had a good cohort of truckers take the course, actually, interestingly enough. And
Yep.
most of those guys, the way that they do it, because they're not going to be able to look at the visuals while they're trucking, right? So they're going to take the course when they're in their truck, right? Sometimes they pull over to the side of the road, ask some questions from the cab when we get to the Q&A part. But a lot of these guys, right, they'll take the entire course as they're riding in their truck, and then they'll go when they get home, right? Let's say they stay home for 2 weeks or so, then they take the course again for the visual parts, right? And that is an automatic review session. So they take it in twice, in that spaced repetition allows, I think, them to learn better and have more success. So yeah, it's just interesting to see the different types of people, how they work their schedules around it, and the, you know, in order to work towards their advantage. So everybody kind of has to smash up the webinars, both
Right.
live and recorded, in whatever way works for their lifestyle.
Yeah, you have to grind it. We know that real life happens, and some of you may miss the morning or the afternoon because of work. Of course, that's understandable. It does not mean that you can't review some and stuff. And throughout the week, you should. There are many people try as hard as they can to make as many of the live webinars as possible. There's people in the courses that had these kind of blackouts happen to them in the United States as well as in other parts of Europe, where they went on Wi-Fi and with McDonald's,
Yeah,
and Denny's. And
Denny's,
Burger
yeah.
Kings, and literally, what was the other one? Starbucks and stuff. So we saw people in all kinds of like social situations, like go out just to get internet in order to make sure not to miss the courses, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, like that. And those guys are, are the winners and stuff, and the ones that ended up really advancing and stuff because they want it. So if you really want it, you can get it, basically.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's all about will. Where there's a will, there's a way, and persistence and consistency.
Yeah, Jimmy's like, I made my trucker friend so much money in crypto.
Yep.
The truckers, man. People sleep on truckers. Truckers are highly like, I don't know why there's like this like stereotype that truckers aren't smart. Oh my god, dude, truckers are so freaking intelligent.
The ones who stay truckers, because I mean, running one of those things off the road is easy. Keeping those things on the road is the tough part.
Right.
Yeah, depending on weather conditions.
These guys spend all day and night driving, and these guys are like actually some of them, like for a good part of time, they were almost a majority of the people buying like audio books on tape. Actually,
yeah.
Like if you actually go to truck stops, they still sell a lot of CDs and cassettes. I actually went to a couple of this, and it's for truckers basically because they've listened to all these books and stuff. So these are really well read people and stuff like that. They're listening to podcasts all day, YouTube videos. I mean, they're audio listeners, and this is how I learned as well. That's how originally I learned as well. Like I had a physical business where I couldn't like sit down and in front of the computer and watch a video, but I had some headphones on 24/7 while I was working, just listening to stuff. So these guys are highly intelligent guys. We've got a lot of successful truck drivers that have taken the course.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them. Yeah.
Yep. Go up there. I think Swerve the Dips in the house.
Ooh, what's going on, bro? Heck yeah. Where's he at? Swerve the Dip, man. What's going on? Getting ready to learn how to think like the 1%. Yes, sir. What's going on, man? Let's see. Let me go through. So yeah, Red Bull recommended, of course. We can also use Monster energy drink or Celsius, the energy drink. Whichever throws me. One day I will be sponsored by an energy drink. I just want to see which one's going to be the one that sends it my way. Let's see. But David's completely right. Coffee IV for sure, bro. Yeah, let's see. Oh shit, is it 3 hours per class or 3-4 hours total for the day split? No, it's 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours per class. So you're getting about roughly 8, maybe even 10 hours, depending on like the webinar. But it's usually about 8 hours a day of content, live in-person content in 3D. Yeah. But live content, and it's seriously like it's like here's the difference between like us and all the other courses, right? They're pre-recorded bullshit because the guys who are doing it don't really know their shit. I'm telling you that straight up right now. They can't like anyone can come in here and look great for 15 minutes. Who can't like anyone could just like put their best material on, but like put the game face on, you know, probably do a line of fucking of the old cane and like go woo and then do all this and this and fucking hit the jamborees and shit and do all this crazy stuff and look good on camera for 15-30 minutes and then that's it. But how many people, this is why a lot of these YouTubers and stuff like skip these long form contents and stuff because and these live streams because they can't do it. Like their entire videos are highly scripted, extremely edited. Like you should see some of the unedited versions of some of these YouTubers' videos. Like you would be like, wow, this guy sounds retarded. Because it's the editor is making them look good. They're like for 45 minutes, and then they condense it down to make a fucking 8-minute video. They took 45 minutes of bullshit to make themselves look good for 8 minutes. So like I you know,
and well, a lot of them can't ad lib free. You know, do ad lib crypto content, right? Like you watch Chico Crypto the first few times he did, like the first 10 times he did lives, right? And like fair enough, us too, right? Like when we first did them, we had to get our practice in. But you know, like somebody who's already established and then goes that to try to, you know, talk live about that stuff, it's always a little shocking to see them be like, this guy can't explain what he usually explains. Like, what the hell? You know, so like I think watching crypto YouTubers who do things live, field questions live, talk about all this stuff live, it is a massive difference that I think a lot of people don't necessarily understand because they are used to both, you know, the recorded content as well as the long form content. But I'm telling you, bros, these guys who basically just cut up videos, like they need to get live every once in a while. Otherwise, they're pretty rusty.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not an easy skill to get. I mean, I remember, I got a lot of my streaming skills from like I was streaming with the Discord Syndicate for 2 years.
Well,
like,
yeah, but there can be people who are good streamers that still don't know their shit. They can't talk.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
so,
I mean,
like
it is sort of like taking like different like 1% of like you know the hierarchy sort of thing. Like you're top of 1% of like multiple fields, and then fusing it together in order to get this special skill and stuff. And a lot. And you know, and I know, and like this is like something like, and this is not a knock on stuff. I get it. You know, as you become busier, you hire people to help you do your job, right? But there's a lot of people where like almost all the research they're doing is completely done by like an aide, not themselves, and they may read up on the Spark notes basically 2 minutes before the stream starts before they start talking about it, basically.
Right. But
of course, you know, like, hey, I mean, I understand, like. That's just what happens as you get busier and busier and busier. That's fine. But like, there's some guys who I know they're not busy and they're definitely doing that. So I'm like, wow. Right. Yeah. But Excite. Yeah. I'm good at determining when people know what they're talking about. I checked a bunch of channels the last couple of months and chose Moon Gang for my learning curve. Hey.
Hell yeah, baby.
Beautiful, man. Real recognize real, man. Thank you, bro. But maybe Charlie can talk to this in terms of the discounts as well and stuff.
Yeah. So the course is $997. $997. Jimmy, get it, or no, sorry, it's GG bro, get it right in the chat. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it's $997 one-time fee. If you pay in your dirty fiat. So if you want to dump your euros on us, you want to dump your USD on us, you want to dump your whatever's your I was trying to think of something funny, but I can't. So your Ecuadorian chiclets, I don't know. Whatever you want to dump on us. I just wanted to use the word chiclets.
Oh,
it's whatever. Because there were some people telling me that the Croatian krona, I'd never heard of the krona before, but I was like, okay, whatever that is, it's going to be turned into the euro soon here. So
really,
you know, there's a lot of these smaller currencies, especially towards the European Union, I guess, they're basically just disappearing. So I wanted to call them chiclets. But anyways,
right.
Whatever dirty fiat currency you want to dump on us, Sri Lankan rupees, here we come. You know, that's fine. That's $997. But in terms of crypto, if you want to pay in, you know, pristine Ethereum, pristine Bitcoin, you can get a 15% discount, which will be around, I think, $845 will be the average price then for you guys. So yeah, you know, whatever it is that you feel at the time, like if you want to dump crypto on us and then buy back lower, or if you just want to, you know, dump your dirty fiat on us, whatever works. We'll work it out on the back end. So
yeah, definitely, you guys. And I'll throw you guys a link here. Put your email address in here, and then when the course goes live, we'll have all the official links and stuff, and you'll be the first to actually get the the email to come out, so you can buy the course right away at midnight when it goes live. As well as Charlie also has, you can go to cryptomindsetcourse.com and get more information there as well. But yeah.
And oh yeah, I do believe we set this up yesterday. I haven't tested it yet, to be honest, but I do believe if you, even if you are already on the list, if you do put your email in, here, let me share the screen real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it simple. You get a little bonus. So can you see this here?
Yep, there we go. Yep.
So if you do come over to the website, put your best email address in here, even if you are already on the list. As far as I'm aware, we have set this up so that you get a free ebook as well. It's just 5 pages about essentially what not to do in the cryptocurrency space. So especially good if you have never taken the course before, I would say jump in there, get that free ebook as well. And then, yeah, July 22nd is when we begin enrollment. So if your best email address is in here, then as soon as we begin enrollments on July 22nd, you'll be made aware so that you don't miss the 5-day slot, because we do at midnight on July 26th, we will stop sales of the course. So make sure to get in while it's good. And August 6th, like DCC said, will be when we start webinars. But a little free ebook there we're setting up. And yeah, it's just a little extra, just thank you for, on getting ready and everything a little early.
I'll definitely collect your free ebooks now. NFTs coming. No.
Hey, bro, you never know. You never know. Hey,
right.
Everybody who downloads this free ebook, airdrop some nice NFTs. We may work something like that out down the road.
No, definitely. And yeah, man, it's gonna be pretty lit and stuff like that. As well as, like, we got more stuff coming to you guys on the email list and stuff like that, so we can send you guys cool stuff and kind of information and stuff. So we got some cool, we got some stuff working, man. We're always, me and Charlie are always improving, bro. Yeah,
we got some fun stuff for you, bros.
Definitely. Now, in terms of the actual like schedule, the schedule will be out by at the latest, maybe like late next week. Basically, we'd have the beginning of the schedule out for you guys.
Yeah, as soon as we start enrollments.
Correct. Yeah, as soon as we start enrollments, as soon as you get in, you guys will get the schedule before the classes start, and then from there, you guys can then see, like, basically the days off, and then on top of that, the days that we're having in different subjects as well. Though we do sometimes when we do make the schedule, we do have a couple spots kind of as question marks, either for, like, special guests we want to keep secret until it's there, as well as, like, sometimes a guest needs to move in his time a little bit, and then we add another guest in there as well. So we'll definitely have there's gonna be some surprises for this next course, which is gonna be really cool, as well as, like, man, I can't wait to talk about those NFTs, baby.
Hey, man, the one thing that's really interesting about the NFTs, I think we might have talked about this a little bit. I don't remember if it's on a stream or not, but the cheap NFTs, right? Like, it'll be interesting to see, like, when the best prices are to strike on different different portions of the NFT space, because yeah, metaverse stuff and stuff like that, like Sandbox, right? The prices there can get really cheap, and Sandbox has already proven itself to be the place to be, right? So that'll be interesting to kind of see what Anorak's opinion is on different things. And also, I mean, again, like talking earlier in the stream, we can go lower, right, in terms of price. So can the NFTs. So we're gonna give you guys the good, the bad, the ugly of the NFT space. What's good about it, and then there's some stuff that's obviously you want to stick away from as well. I think Anorak was tweeting the other day. It was kind of funny. There was this one guy who was like, I forget which artist it was trying to sell NFTs, but they had like 10,000. They only sold like 250 of them. It was like R. Kelly or something. I don't know. But
my mind's telling me no, but my wallet's telling me yes.
Get that ID out. But but Anorak was responding to the tweet saying, no, it's not that he only sold like 250 as 10,000. Like, the other guy was saying, like, we need better PR agencies here in crypto. And he's like, so basically what you're saying is we need to take money from unsuspecting customers better. And is that how Anorak translated it? I'm like, oh man, that's like 100% the truth. So Anorak doesn't, bounce around the bushes telling you pretty stories. He tells you exactly how it is, and he'll tell us exactly where the NFT space is at and what's good about it and what's not.
No, definitely no, and we only really, like, hang out with people and that we trust and that are also been around a long time and like are just good moral people and stuff like that. Because like someone like Anorak, man, I got nothing but good things to say about Anorak, man. He's one of the few guys out here actually making money in the NFT space, actually trading and everything like that, but and investing for the long term in NFTs. But on top of that, he's not making his money from fucking grifting and creating projects, just ripping people off. No, he's actually just in the market, actually in the, like, it's like a live in-person trader, literally in the NFT market. And it's sort of a thing between trading and actually investing as well, because there's some like
you're forced investor when it's not that liquid.
Well,
So you got to be you got to be a little bit more careful about how you shoot your shots. Yeah.
Right. And this is why we put in the course, and so there's a little bit of free game, the rule of 3 for anyone who knows it. As over time, I've been catching other YouTubers saying rule of 3 now, and like I'm just saying, when me and Charlie we're out here, bro. I'm just saying, like they try to copy the NFTs, but they verified on the blockchain. Is just what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is interesting. Always, every once in a while, there's some people that come out of the woodwork, that are actually professionals in the crypto space. Just like they'll like stealth watch a bunch of our webinars, and then they'll like DM us later, like, "Hey, bro, I'm part of this organization." I'm like, "Damn, this is interesting," But yeah, we've had some people do that with us, which I kind of take as a compliment. If there's other, basically peers in our space watching the course because they're looking for information that we find that they don't, it's a pretty good compliment.
Oh no, definitely, man. But I mean, we're out here, man. We're getting copied by some big players in the space, man. Some big players in the space. So, man, heck yeah.
You can copy the recipe, can't copy the sauce.
That's right, sir. That's right. Bullish on rubles. Well, But so this is going right here. Goju Satorio. Miguel Charlie just arrived. I was in the crypto mindset Q2. Nice. April, May will be the new content for Q3. Beautiful question. All right. So damn, I'm like burping too. What the hell? So okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
Because when we talk a lot,
I get the throat gets dry. So the new content, like, look, this course is completely revised from new, as well as we've added a lot more. We've kind of beefed up a lot of just kind of like the risk mitigation sector of parts of the course and stuff for people, because if we don't hit people over the head with the hammer with this stuff, they don't pay attention to it. Like, one thing notoriously that me and Charlie have always found kind of like, it kind of bugged us a little bit, honestly, in the background, was like we've always had for the longest time, maybe maybe not the first 2 courses, but especially after like the first three courses, we always had like a risk mitigation webinar to make sure, hey, don't do this dumb stuff, don't do this right here, don't over leverage. It was almost like a personal finance class in a way, just to kind of bring everyone's level up to snuff. And it was notoriously, like, in the back end, one of the lowest viewed ones, because people would skip it all the time. So we've kind of sprinkled that a little bit more throughout a lot of the webinars, as well as kind of, move things around in terms of the order of operations of like where it's going to be presented to you guys, because we're going to forcefully make some of you guys watch it, because like, because obviously there's not everybody, but there's like, just like in everything in percentages, there's like a 5% of the course and stuff who just don't heed the warnings and do dumb stuff, where they could have very easily avoided that. Basically.
Yeah, so we highly recommend watching those. I mean, yeah, like there's people that we know better, right?
Yeah.
That we've said these things, and they just like lackadaisically ignored some of that information in the webinar. So like, I would say, we're just going to highlight that, but we're also going to highlight it with a risk management professional.
Right.
And we're going to go deep in it. We're not just going to go into, I think there's some, there's always a mixture of people who are beginners and intermediate and advanced, right? So we're going to go in all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced. And actually, we've been planning out the webinars and when we're going to have them and which ones and all that stuff. And we're like, we actually have more webinars in terms of content right now than we're able to pack into the days that we have. So, we may give you guys some bonus ones as well. No guarantee on that, but we're going to try to pack as much from the intermediate and advanced sections as well for you guys to kind of take, because like, I think in the first like 3 to 4 crypto mindset courses, we're like, okay, we need to get everybody to a certain level first, right? So we got to
Right.
go through the basics, right? And then, okay, now everybody's kind of the basics. They're like, give me the advanced stuff. Like, okay, bros, like we'll give you intermediate, you know, and then like we go there. And then now we're getting some people who have been taking every course since the beginning, first 2 or 3 of them. So they've taken like 5 or 6 courses, right? They're like, I want the advanced stuff. I want the advanced stuff. So we're going to bring like not only like some shakeup on these different topics, but then we're also going to go in depth as well.
Correct. Yeah. And then almost pretty much every this course around, there's a lot of updated. I mean, every course, like people are quite surprised by this, but like every course that we've kind of put out, a radical amount of information just changes. So the reason we do it on a quarterly basis, yeah, the whole market changes. This. I mean, this is kind of a joke we used to say back in the day, but like every 10 years in like 1 year in crypto is 10 years in equities, in terms of how much news and how much things are changing and stuff, and how much the technology is advancing. So the reason we do it every quarter is in order just to mash up all that information and kind of bring you out the most up-to-date information on top of that, as well as what we're kind of feeling currently towards these things, and whether it's a yay or nay in terms of the project, as well as, we're going to have an entire crypto webinar on Santa Claus's list, crypto coin list, of basically the coins that we think that are actually going to make it towards it, as well as like a lot of other webinars in terms of just what we think are probably the best buying opportunities for some of these coins, in which, hey, let's keep watching them, but it's not now. We have to watch Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe like a Hex and stuff, because in terms of opportunities, and there's many more things we're going to be talking about during the course.
Man, like any of you hexicans, pulsicans, or people just who like to make money out there, I think the some of the stuff we're going to talk about in the Hex Pulse webinars is going to be stuff that I'm pretty sure you haven't seen this much depth on anywhere on YouTube. That I'll say that much. And we've been getting some requests for people about this type of subject here and there, but not like the whole subject, but like parts of it. And we're going to bring it all together for you guys. So that one's going to be really fun.
There's no course in the world that talks about Hex and PulseChain or anything at all.
And so it's not like stuff that people are out there talking about right now. Like I don't hear anybody talking about the stuff that we're going to talk about. So I'll just leave it at that, because I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be fun.
I'm going to do a breakdown. I'm going to do a system-wide breakdown of the PulseChain ecosystem and be very frank about some projects. And some projects, I'm going to literally shit all over them, like completely.
You're going to have to. It's not because we don't like them. I was just gonna let you finish saying that thing, but like not because we don't like them or anything.
Not that we don't like them; it's because we hate them. Like, no. It's not that we hate, like, but it's just it's look. All right, this is a very classic. So let's go back. I need the time machine music. Let's go back in time, right? So,
and by them I mean the people running the
people. So imagine you're back in 2012, 2013, 2014. Back in the day, it was just Bitcoin. And then when you started getting altcoins for the first time. Now, everyone in the Bitcoin community at the time realized that the altcoin game was a game of musical chairs, where you gambled your Bitcoin in order to get more Bitcoin. That was the point of what? Of the altcoin market. Now,
it hasn't changed too much.
It hasn't changed too much.
It's got a little more complex.
It got more complex. There is utility in some stuff, and there is cool stuff. But at the end of the day, it's this cycle of like when BTC is doing well, the alts are doing hotter, and you can use the altcoins to extract dollars, and eventually when the prices go back down, get more Bitcoin than you started with and become richer. So it's a cycle of like it's an accordion. You inflate up, deflate, reflate, deflate, but it's like higher lows. Yeah, it's going. I'm learning, Charlie. Yeah.
Got you, bro. We're here.
See, even I. No, but that's what it is. So I've been saying, look, there's people in the like I'm one of the black sheeps of the Hex community and stuff, but I'm also an OG in the Hex community, right? So I can talk and be very frank about stuff, and other people would get destroyed, but they can't destroy me, sirs. So it's just the truth. They can't. Like and I can bitch slap most of them anyway. I mean, they've tried. Respectfully, though, I'm saying this respectfully, okay? So when I'm saying this, a lot of these projects are coming out. Their entire intent is to take all your PulseChain, Hex, and all your other RH coins away from you. That is the
That is true.
main reason they're making they're not making the coins to make the ecosystem a better place. No, they're here to fuck you. No lube.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Coins.
And this is the mentality. This happens in a lot of different ecosystems is, well, it was done to me. Now it's my chance to do it, which is really fucked up, bro. Like, I think that right there is just like some of the worst ways to run, worst ideas to run a project on. But there's some people who are just like, now it's my turn, right? And I'm just like, those people, they're not going to last long in this market. So they're like, we'll show you guys kind of like the behind the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz a little bit, and just show you like, hey guys, like this is what you need to see in these projects in order to, you know, avoid this type of pitfall, because it's not obvious to people who are in the market or people who are maybe beginners, people who aren't paying attention so closely. But once you see this, once you get enough of the right signs, like you'll be like, ah, okay. You'll be able to spot them a lot easier. And then you'll be starting to be able to spot these things because there's going to be so many new ones coming out throughout the quarter and throughout the year. You're going to be able to spot these things. I hope so, or at least start spotting these things before we even say our opinion. You're like, oh, Charlie Miguel said ABC is the things to look for. This one seems to have that. And then just bring it to the hive mind of the group in the Telegram chat and be like, hey guys, like, I think this about, like, this is a cool thing is we teach you guys enough to go out there and fish that when you catch your fish, you come back and be like, all right, is this one poisonous or not? You know, like, is this one good? And you're like, everybody's like, oh, awesome, bro. Like, thanks for sharing that. And then everybody else, you know, goes and fishes based on that information, right? So it's like, it's pretty awesome to see how that works. But that's what we hope we can get you guys to do with this information. So
just like in the ecosystem of the cryptocurrency world, right? 95% of coins are bullshit. Just like in the PulseChain ecosystem, 95% of the coins in there are going to be bullshit. Okay, does not mean we can't make some money on the hyphy-difey time. Hey, like,
what?
Me and Charlie are shitcoin connoisseurs, sir.
This is true.
This is true. Very, very good.
Don't call us crypto degens for nothing.
Right, and you know we have a ton of experience in terms of yield farming. And a lot of these, like, so there's a lot of people in the Hex ecosystem that have never really like, most Hexians don't even know how to really like be a liquidity provider, because really the money you can make from liquidity providing on Hex is pretty low for the most part. You can't, if you have a large amount of money, you actually can make some money on it for sure. But the average Hexican or the average guy in the PulseChain ecosystem is just not going to have the economic mass in order to really do that. Obviously, we a lot of our guys who have taken multiple crypto mindset courses are now kind of understand how to actually LP on even more advanced systems than regular Uniswap V2, V3 right now, and on other ecosystems, and have done and collateralized and used loans and done this and that, use Aave. Like, our guys are quite advanced in this kung fu and are much more situated to actually be able to take maximum advantage of the new ecosystem that's coming, as well as keep on top of the parade of shitcoins that are going to happen. But there's stars in those shitcoins, of course. There is going to be good projects that will come up. It does not mean that they will not dump 99% down.
What do you do when you see a shooting star in crypto? Like, do you make a wish, or how's that work?
Right. Dollar cost crypto. How would you draw the line between investing and gambling? I would kind of merge it together. Like, that's how. If I'm being honest, but because it's
fun fair.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, shout out fun fair. But invest. So you're both investing and speculating at the same time. That's really what it is. Anyone who tells you any different is like sort of lying in a way to you, right? Yep. But the thing is investing into a technology sector where the growth is really there. You can invest. This is the time where you actually can call investing. Later on in the cycle, once we get into the deeper and the crazy, like maybe it's a year and a half from now, we're just full on like holy crap bull market going insane, that you may be calling it speculating, right? But it has a lot to do when you're getting in, right? If we know the bottom's about to come in the next, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, a year, whatever it is, right? Then once you're at the bottom, you're not really speculating that much anymore. You're more of investing, and you're being a value investor at the time, versus when you're buying like everything hyped up, but a project's launching for the first time. What are you doing? You're investing / gambling, really. You're more speculating and gambling during those times, and money can be made at all different. This is the beautiful thing, is we teach you guys how to make money throughout every part of the cycle. It doesn't matter.
Yep. Every phase.
365, baby. It's full circle, Ouroboros, snake eating the snake, right? but a lot of people won't admit that. for the most part. You know, it's like it's simple things like you one Bitcoin, never going to change. One Ethereum, one hex, right? But where you make outsized returns is stepping away from the Garden of Eden into the fucking wastelands of the abyss that is shitcoinery.com. And, you know, shitcoinery.com, you can make quite a lot of money and then you're able to come back. And this is why I keep talking about this thing called Johnny Appleseeding, which is you take the profits you earned here to kind of redistribute to the rest of your portfolio, or just get a cash position for the first time. You know, like there was multiple times I told multiple people, which a lot of them listened, but a lot of them didn't, where they were up millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I told them, hey, why don't we just take 30, 40% of that off the table? Let's see what we can do with this. Put this in the bank. And a lot of them listened, and I've gotten tons of, Charlie's getting tons of DMs like this and stuff. We're getting people like, thank you, Miguel, Charlie, so much for like, telling me. My head was like this big at the time and stuff. I thought I couldn't miss, man. I was Billy Bats, batting 1,000, but then, but a lot of people didn't listen because they one thing that we always teach you guys, and we're going to be teaching more about this during the recurring course, is unit bias. And there's actually many, many levels to unit bias, both for regular guys, medium, and like whales and stuff like this, where people chase a certain amount of coins, a certain dollar amount. The dollar amount, oh my God, that's like one of the biggest killers in the world. And it affects everybody at every doesn't matter what socioeconomic position you're in the crypto space, it hits everybody. I don't want to sell this position until I get $1 million. I don't want to sell this position until I get $100,000. I'm not selling this until I get to $10,000. Then in the face.
Yep.
Yeah. Jimmy's got it right. I love profits.
Yeah. Well, one thing about being in the crypto market in general, right, is we do say, keep your portfolio, under 10 coins ideally, right? Obviously, there's a few, ways you can like bend those rules to maybe 15, but once you're getting above 20 coins, it's absolutely ridiculous, because essentially what you're doing is you're adding more risk into the same risk pool, right? So we're going to talk about what that means in the course, and we're going to logically look at different things. And when we do, we're just going to be like, so you did this strategy. You are now, well, we're not going to say this to people like directly, but we'll say that strategy is dumb, like, or stupid, or like literally just like does not make any logical sense. Right. And so we'll just show you guys like the differences between some of these things and like what their logic chains look like, because I think a lot of people, they don't keep a crypto journal. I know it sounds a little gay or fluffy or whatever, but like, keeping a little bit of a tab on the side of your emotional state and your logical state when you are making your moves is extremely important, because there you go. A lot of people, it's still in the packaging, by the way. It's a new one.
I mean, I got ton. I mean, dude, I got.
No, I know. I was just joking with you. I was just.
You're fucking with me, Charlie. No, that's not. It's not. You're messing with my emotions here.
But yeah, it's one of those things where you got to understand your logical state versus your emotional state, and a lot of people run with emotion when they think they're logical. So we will get you
2 pens and pencils.
There we go.
Too. And I also keep a copy on the internet too, just because I got scared one time.
There we go.
Make sure to hit the save button, you guys.
Yeah, that's true too. Exactly.
I've done that one time before where I was like, I didn't save, and I was like, oh my God.
Yep.
But actually, this is an interesting one. Dollar cost crypto fundamental trading versus discretionary trading.
Yep.
Right. So with fundamental trading, it's usually more of a longer term bet, where like you're kind of like you're getting this acorn, you're planting, and you're trying to see if that tree actually grows to something. So it's more of a long term thing. Sometimes, especially if you've checked with the fundamentals and some event's going to happen in the next, it's really not like so typically what happens when people think they're fundamentally trading, they're kind of getting into an event kind of last minute, versus like this is happening in the next 4 or 5 months from now. Then you have time to plan, get at a good price, get multiples on it, take off your principal from that bet, and then de-risking the position, and then seeing where it can grow from there. Versus like discretionary trading, it really means it depends what you mean by discretionary trading. Whether you mean like your short-term trading in terms of like you just have a certain position size where you're like 20% of your portfolio in your trading, which I think is fine for someone who wants to do that. Versus like all you do is just trade the entire portfolio, which is kind of like you can get in some big trouble with that. right? So me and Charlie have always said, like, obviously I'm a bit of a gambler and stuff like that, but the way I gamble is like I like to take 20% of my portfolio and invest into kind of like shit coins as well as like long shots that I think could actually make big returns. So it's me, I'm more of I have a 20% of my portfolio that's super speculative, super speculative. But I do the research on it. I do the best I can. But a lot of these projects are so new that you can research it all you want, but it still is like, it's still a chance, right? Where like you're instead of investing into more of a sure thing, versus some guys, which I always shoot these guys towards Charlie because Charlie's more of the trader and stuff like that. In terms of that, we're like, some guys, we tell people if they want to be more of an active trader that only do 20%, because if they get burned out there, they solve the rest of the portfolio. That the 80% of the portfolio that's still there in the solid stuff can, through a bull market, bring them back and then get them back in the game, or at the very least, like, you stop trading, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, exactly. You have a number of bullets in your chamber, and if they go to 0 and none of the shots work out, you stop. Right? Like, you don't go to the ATM, you don't take out more cash, you do not pass go, you do not collect $200. But if you do have success, right, then you bank your original profits so that you're working with pure profits eventually, and then you take as much risk with that opportunity bag as you want. So yeah, you got it's the same way as approaching the poker table, right? It's like, you come with a certain stack of money. Like, if I come to the casino with $500, if I lose that $500 in 5 minutes, I stop. I'm not going to the ATM. Like, I'm done, right? But if I, start losing that stack, and about halfway through, you're like, maybe I should take some risk management, right, here. And then you just kind of tread water a little bit in the poker table. Then you read the people a little bit. Then you know how to play the game. All right. Then you start betting big again. Start getting a few hands, right? Then your portfolio goes up. And then, okay, now you're riding a good wave, right? So it's the same way when you're working with your portfolio. And it's not that the way that you're doing it with your portfolio is gambling. It's simply just a type of risk mitigation tool so that you do not end up at 0. As long as you have chips on the table, you can play. And as long as you can play, you can win. And in this space, we have a lot more honest ways to make money in crypto and to earn that, upside. But, there's so many mines, so many landmines in the space. You just got to be very careful. You got to be knowledgeable.
So I was getting shit on for my close one, but he's like, beats my dingy 5-star journal. Thanks for the packaging. Ordering me one tonight.
There we go.
Definitely. No, that's a great journal too as well. And then you can also get stuff like this. Like, there's the this is more of when I'm traveling and stuff like that. I actually keep an entire notepad in here with me. So I know it's old school.
That's what I used to use in interviews.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I like carrying
that's a good one.
It protects it from being scratched and stuff. And then I'm able to put like tons of notes, like something like this, pretty much.
Yep.
And then you're able to just put, like, oh, look at this. Like, I actually have a coin list from Q2 right here. Look at that.
Nice.
Hilarious. But no, definitely, you guys. This is an interesting right here. Andre, I'm gonna butcher your last name, so I'm sorry. But how to learn when and how to take profits and not being greedy. That is, I think the learning how and when to do it is not the difficult part. It's the last part, not being too greedy.
Yep.
Is the tough part. Wow.
Having a plan in advance and executing, right? And then when it comes to the execution part, your emotions get in the way. Like, we definitely talk about that. But the key there is don't let your emotions get in the way. But people aren't conscious about those emotions usually.
Right. Remember, it's just always going back to the basics, the basics. There's this whole thing of like the IQ bell curve that we've been talking about. The simple, low IQ guy, the low IQ guys, the giga brains, and then everyone in the middle, right? The guys in the middle get all their money ripped off and given to the guys at the end, at these ends of the IQ. And it's supposed to be a funny meme about like, that, like, the dumb guys always get stupid rich because they do dumb stuff and get lucky. And then the smart guys are just got these crazy arbitrage strategies or shady insider trading. And
it ends up being basically the same strategy as the dum-dum.
Yeah, the dum-dums and stuff. It's just like they have right. The worst thing you can do is think you're a gigabrain and you're not actually a gigabrain. You can actually go way past your level of competency and then get yourself into a huge amount of trouble. This is why, since the beginning, oh my God, I feel like sneezing. Since the beginning of the courses, we've been saying do not use leverage. Jesus Christ. This doesn't come out. Holy crap.
Just let it go, bro. Just let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. But no. But it's this entire thing of just sticking to the basics, and then we teach you guys the basics, and then just always remember to go back to it. Like one thing that I always look out for is that community in Euphoria.
Yep.
Euphoria. And I'm gonna talk about this in the course a lot. And
Euphoria to delusion. Where is it between there?
Right. I mean, it took me as a Hexican to snap out of it by being in a fucking yacht in the middle of, like, you know, I've said this before, but basically we were like having the time of our lives, popping champagne bottles, doing all this crazy stuff and everything, like hex.com, baby, all the girls carrying hex.com, doing all kinds of crazy stuff in Miami, for me to go like, yo, I think the prices are pretty high right now. Everyone's very happy. and so it's a big part of it is just also teaching you like how to look out for like peak euphoria and sort of things, and then maybe like, well, you know, it can keep going higher, but let me take a little bit, like right now everyone's at a 12. Let me just put away one of these 6s away in my pocket just you know, just to cover my ass a little bit, because if you take, let's just say we're at all-time highs and you take this away, right, half of it away, and then you leave this right there, and if it goes to 12, well, you just got this back in profit, right? But if it goes down to a 3, well, you can just sell that at that point once we figured out, oh, this thing's going to go down, and you still, instead of taking 12, you took out 9 in profit instead of 12. But that's a really good position, because when the coin goes from a 6 down to a 2 at the bottom, well, you've got 9 units of profit. That's 18 times you can get to a very huge position where you know
this concept may be similar to somebody's name here today. Okay, let's cultivate some crypto, baby. Yeah.
Let's cultivate some crypto, baby. That's correct. CryptoMindsetCourse.com, you guys.
Crazy how simple of a topic it is, but you know, like you have to come at it from different angles because everybody understands it a little bit differently.
You know, I want to answer this question real quick from Saint Mason.
Yeah, you missed a couple super chats. There's a Jerry. You missed Jerry's super chat.
Oh, I'll get Jerry right now. Hey guys, is it possible to get into the course after, as I get paid a week or 2 later when the course closes on the 26th? Is it closing definitely? Well, if you email us, since you asked nicely, and that we'll hold it open for you, but we have to know who you are first.
So yeah, here's the key. We won't let you into the course. Like, so let's say, for example, it's 2 weeks to get paid, and you get paid and you're ready to pay us, let's say on August 8th. The webinars start on August 6th. We won't be able to let you into the webinars early, right? You'll still get the webinars and the access to the Telegram as soon as you pay. But yeah, if you email us early and you email us on time and everything, before the 5-day window closes, don't email us now. Email us during that 5-day window, essentially when the sales are open, and just explain your situation to us. Try to get as many people who are just like, they might be in a rough situation. There is a way to pay on PayPal that pays like you can pay in fourth. So you can just pay for a fourth of the course and then go there. That's probably a better option. But basically our assistant will give you those options based on your situation and help you out. So we'll get you in there as best as we can either way, but we'll make sure that, you know, until we receive payment, you know, you won't be able to get into the material, unfortunately.
Right. But we always try to help anyone that we can and stuff like that. So if we see that you have you're willing to, like, I really need to get in.
Proactively trying to work it out.
I'll always help you guys out for sure, you guys. Let me go back up. I think I did miss a super chat. Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad, dude. Jerry Jerry Oakmont, with the $10 super chat. Funding Jim talked about Pulse actually hosting NFTs on the blockchain. Can you talk about this? Yeah, I think it's a possibility where, like, you know, one thing that Richard always kind of shits on, like, OpenSea and most NFTs, is that technically, if the database that's actually holding the information had a short circuit, you would actually lose access to your NFT, or the web host loses access to that. You wouldn't even be able to actually even see the NFT, actually, because they're not like, they are on the blockchain, but then the medium to actually see it is not really there, because that's hosted by another website. So it's just pixels, and there isn't really a way to, like, actually on the blockchain be able to actually virtually see it and stuff. So it's very possible that there were, like, Richard's probably figured out a way how to do that. He had talked about making his own OpenSea, but since Gerardo and the team at Gerardo's team ended up creating Mintra, that he's kind of like chilled off about talking about that, because what Richard's always said is, like, if they make it, I won't compete against it, but if they don't make it, then I'll make it, because it needs to be created. But if they do a bad job, then I'm going to fucking nuke them. Right. So he did put a little bit of like, you know, like fear of God in them and too and stuff. Is you guys aren't doing a good job at Mintra or something like that. And that's like, I think they're going to do a good job. But like if they don't do a good job, then I'll just create my own thing and just stomp you guys out. Basically, is what he said. So,
hey,
you know,
to be honest, if you're watching that situation close enough, there's multiple opportunities there, even if
right.
that ends up happening, right? So yeah, interesting.
No, definitely. Oh, dude, thank you so much, Ezekiel. Miguel and Charlie, one of the few gentlemen here consistently putting out content to help everyone out and use the tools in these trying times. Hey, dude, thank you, man. Yeah. Okay, what exchanges do you use for your crypto in your courses? All of them.
Yeah, as many as possible, to be honest. If I was opening one, if I was brand new to crypto and opening up one right now, first, what I would do is I would open something that you can buy quickly, get approved quickly. It's something like Cash App, right? You can buy some crypto, get approved quickly. Then I would set up hashtag not life advice or financial advice, set up a KuCoin account, send that crypto over to there, and then I'd be able to move around and then open up a MetaMask and be able to send crypto over there. And then all of a sudden you got your gateway into crypto. That's relatively easy. Then at the same time, I would be opening up a Kraken account or a Gemini account or Coinbase if it needs to be, but that would be my third option of the three. Set up one of those KYC accounts and connect that to your bank in the meantime, because that's going to take longer to do. So you have your way to get in, do stuff quickly, and then you have your more proper way that you're setting up over in between that time.
Yeah, Cash App is a cool way to get some fast money into crypto and stuff, but like they are adding more restrictions, but it's a good way to get a couple $2,000-3,000 real quickly.
Exactly. Just get a little bit of skin in the game, start being able to move things around.
Definitely. So Excite, actually, that's a good comment. Is there a Telegram or Discord chat attached to purchasing the course? I'm big on community chats to ask questions. But yes, sir. Every single crypto mindset course has a Telegram chat that starts with it and stuff like that. So we will have we'll have crypto mindset Q3 chat, and it's going to be really fun in there. And then everyone's really helpful. And then it's also there where me and Charlie throw links in there. We'll also have a links channel as well. So you'll be getting two chats. You'll be getting the crypto mindset Q3 Telegram chat and the crypto mindset Q3 links channel, which is a read-only channel where you can essentially see me and Charlie put the links for the webinars and something called a flash webinar, which is basically after the course is done, depending if there's like a major event going on in the crypto space or something we need to talk to you guys about, or like, hey, we found this out, or like, oh, this is actually happening right now. Let me help you guys. We do these kind of special events that, you know, we do a certain amount of them, but it all depends on what's happening during the course or during between the end of the crypto mindset Q3 and before the start of the next course, where we do these flash webinars to kind of give you guys extra information as well as like a catch up or like, oh, this is going on in the space. So there's bonus webinars that happen after that and stuff, but we usually keep what's going to be on those bonus webinars to ourselves. One webinar we'll tell you about is if PulseChain were to launch after August when the course is done, then we would have a flash webinar and be like, you guys, it's here. Shit. And then we give you the best plays of like how to kind of navigate that and what to stay away from, what to do, what not to do, but as well as like, hey, you know, if you want to gamble, you can gamble if you want. But we just try to give you the best information that we have at the time and kind of hold a lot of people's hands during those times, especially those stressful times. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff in there. And then, it's all the friends we make along the way. That's the most important thing, right?
Yeah, we're going to actually have a little bit more focus on networking for the people who want to take advantage of it in the next crypto mindset course, because there are people who've taken advantage of the networking that we've given thus far, especially with the crypto mindset party and stuff like this. But yeah, we're going to keep promoting networking with you guys who want to do that, because your network is your net worth. And I think giving people just a little bit more of a way to do that networking a little bit more smoothly or easier is one thing that we want to set up for you guys. So we're going to get that in the next Q3 course, which we've never had before in any crypto mindset course. So that should be interesting.
Yeah. And this is really important. Hold your own keys as much as possible. If you don't know what that is, we'll teach you. We're going to teach you that. Yeah. In this next course for sure. Not your keys, not your coins. Right. But sometimes you do have to roll sometimes you got to roll the old dice right here.
Yep. And like sometimes when you roll them, you don't have to roll them for a long period of time. Maybe it's just a couple of weeks where you're using a tool to get from one place to another. and then that's just an in-between phase that you have to use it for. But for those 2 weeks, you know, you're sweating bullets. And don't get hacked these 2 weeks. No.
Yeah. Marty, he's like, when are we having Moon Gang trivia night? That is an interesting.
Right now.
Right now. But yeah, definitely. Did I miss any other questions? Okay, no, I think I caught up. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of networking, as well as the guys who take the most current courses also are the ones that always are going to be invited first to any like major events or any crypto or any live person events that we do in the future. We do plan to do more crypto mindset meetups and stuff, but to be disclosed in the course. So yeah, our main focus is really like the guys who end up joining the new courses. We're always going to be on top and trying to give them the most up-to-date alpha, as well as like helping them out and stuff, and like answering DMs and questions and things like that, as well as like future products that we may launch in the future and stuff like that. So interesting times, man. I mean, while other people are over there just paddling or just completely kind of like effing off, me and Charlie are like stepping on the gas and expanding out and bringing more products and more services, and you know, more videos and content, everything. Like we're just hitting the gas pedal right now.
We're working harder now than we were in the bull market, just because we want to make sure that you guys are taken care of and that we have everything running smooth for the Moon Gang.
No, for sure. Young villain, look in the chat. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
Right. And then on top of that too, you know, if people are in certain areas where they can't really do, like we people have ticks and trips and all kinds of stuff. We have a large and diverse kind of like multinational. Wow, I can't even talk today. Wow, multinational fucking what's called the community and stuff, where like everybody, like there's typically someone who's taken the course that's in the area that you're at, where they're able to help you at, hey, this is how I've been able to circumvent this, or this is how I can get access to this. Oh, cool. And then that's the power of the Moon Gang and the crypto mindset family and stuff, is like we have people all over the world that are going to be able to help you out and kind of figure out your situation because they've been there already, which is really exciting.
Yep.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
And for the people who might be in areas of the world that's not the case, we've had some people in Jamaica and stuff like this before. Basically, we have ways to point you in the right direction, and we've had, you know, people solve those problems in countries that nobody from the Moon Gang's ever like been a citizen of or whatever. So we figure it out.
Definitely. Now I'll answer this real quickly. Putin put a ban on BTC payments in Russia. How will that affect the crypto market? Like 0%. Like,
yeah.
China used to cry. China's cried wolf about banning Bitcoin so many times that like someone like Russia is really not going to affect it too much. Obviously, if it's like official gateways to like actually do it, like let's just say their version of Coinbase and stuff like that, then yeah, that would affect that.
Right.
But like, there's nothing no government anywhere around the world could do to stop a Bitcoin's.
Yeah, it's all temporary. I mean, if it does, you know, if there's a huge ban on it, they make really a lot of noise about it or whatever, and it's during a downtrend, it just gets us cheaper prices. Like this is where I was saying last week on my channel, we have a situation here where we can put ourselves in where we're winners both ways, right? Which is right now you should have your stack of dry powder, right? Looking to, you know, snipe the prices you want in the market. So if the prices go down, we win, right? But we also have some of that crypto that we bought long term that we're never going to sell, that we're just holding, right? So prices go up, we win. So you got to get yourself put in a certain position, right? And everybody's position is going to be slightly different, but put ourselves in a certain position to where no matter what happens to the market, you win. So we'll go into those different types of things you can do with your risk management in that way and your portfolio, so that you're always in a win-win situation. And you're going to have to adjust it to your own personal specs, but basically that's what will get you guys.
Yeah. To do everything in that. And just to end this, is like, how the F are you going to ban BTC where you can send it over radio waves?
Yep. They sent it from Toronto to San Francisco over the freaking radio before. So, I mean, hey, you know.
Magic. I'm telling you, man, like people are, I mean, when it comes to money and sex, man, Jesus, people are ingenious into coming out ways to find out. If you're stuck in like dogs find a way to impregnate, like locked dogs find a way to impregnate female dogs somehow if there's a nearby. So, you know, if there's a will, there's a way, right? But obviously,
if they're hungry, they'll go find it. They'll go find that cheddar.
Definitely, man. So, Charlie, where can people follow you, man?
People can follow me over on Cultivate Crypto on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much any social media. It's just Cultivate Crypto. Go over to YouTube, subscribe there. That's the main place. Also come over here to cryptomindsetcourse.com. You'll find out all about the course.
Perfect, man. And you can obviously follow me. You're on my channel right now. If you're not subscribed, shame on you. Wow.
Oh yes.
Shame on you.
Shame.
Hit the like, subscribe button.
Shame.
Shame. But no, subscribe to both our channels and stuff like that. Me and Charlie are super excited to present the Crypto Mindset Quarter 3 to you guys. It's coming next week. And then we're going to be on a bunch of other channels, everything like that. But cannot wait to get this one started, because I really feel like this one and the next one are really need ones where you can make a crazy amount of money with a lower amount of risk compared to other times and stuff. Because
dude,
we're buying the bottoms.
Low risk.
Yeah, we're buying the bottoms on these coins, and once things start rebounding and stuff, I mean the amount of multiples that you're going to be able to safely get before even being at like previous all-time highs is going to be insane. Always stay in the cut, you guys, in the cut. And perfect, you guys. And yeah, you can follow me on, I have an Instagram now, so does Charlie. So obviously Cultivate Crypto on Instagram, and Dollar Cost Crypto on Instagram as well. So go ahead and follow us, you guys. Smash the like button, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.